What's up, Tenno? LiquidReign here. It would seem that my previous video on Oxium farming is a little outdated, as the Grineer have taken over Sedna, and the mobile defense mission that was once the Corpus is now the Grineer. So, what are we going to do? We're going to head over one planet to Europa, go on to Bale. It's a mobile defense mission that will have the Corpus and those Oxium Ospreys that we all want to kill. So it's going to be the same general concept of my previous video. If you haven't watched that one, go ahead and do so. It's going to provide some more in-depth information on how to actually do the farm. As with all farms, there's going to be good runs and there's going to be bad runs. If you run into 4 terminals, that's going to be a good run. You can also increase the amount of Oxium you get by adding boosters. There's going to be the resource booster and the resource drop chance boosters. The first is going to allow you to pick up more resources. It will double the amount of resources you pick up. And the second is going to double or whatever percent increase the drop chance of Oxium. So if you can afford those, go ahead and buy them. If you're eyeing buying straight up Oxium, I'd recommend not doing so. I don't recommend it. Don't recommend it. 300 Oxium for 30 platinum is a terrible deal. If anything, go ahead and buy the boosters and farm this planet with your friends. Without these boosters, you can expect around 20 to 40 Oxium per run. Obviously, this number could be higher or it could be lower if you're unlucky. With these boosters, it's going to increase your drop chances significantly. I think the most I got with boosters on in a run was over 140. You can also add the Necros to your team, who can spam Desecrate, and this will obviously increase the drop chances significantly as well. I recommend obviously the spam Desecrate build with max power efficiency and max range mods. That way you can kind of stand in the middle of the map and reach all the dead mobs. As usual as well, you're going to be wanting to use the Volt. Volt seems to be my go-to farming build. You want to have Overload with max range and max power efficiency again. So on this planet, using only Intensify, you're not necessarily going to kill the Oxium Ospreys in one ultimate. You will kill all the other trash mobs, but the Oxium Ospreys sometimes like to stay alive, so you might have to finish them off with a single primary weapon or whatever weapon you want. Otherwise, you can go ahead and add Blind Rage into the build. You don't need a Black's Blind Rage. I'd recommend lowering the efficiency of this mod until it gets to the point where it will kill the Oxium Ospreys, but not necessarily be at max level, because max level it's a little overkill and it costs too much energy to spam your ultimate all the time. So go ahead and stick with this build and just finish off the Oxium Ospreys if you have to. If anything, your second overload that you cast right after your first should kill them, and you'll just have to worry about running around and picking all the resources up. So if you're going to bring that Necros with you, have the Necros stand right next to you, and you and him can kind of just spam your abilities. And a notion that I like to repeat is that you don't necessarily have to use a specific Warframe that I talk about. You can use any Warframe you'd like. It's only a matter that the Volt will obviously increase the efficiency of this farm. All you'll need to worry about after going through this mission and using the Volt is having to go up and pick all the mods up. It's going to be an adventure running around and picking everything up. It's well worth it. So if this video helped you and you enjoyed it, please, as always, like, comment, and subscribe below.